Hey guys, Gina here, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. So designer Jen tagged me in the Beyond the Coupons couponer tag. So she compiled a list of questions for you guys to get to know us on a different level. So I thought this was super fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer some of these questions. So the first question is, what were you like in high school? So I definitely would have to say, I didn't have a negative high school experience, definitely not. I was in the color guard and drill team, so I was immersed with a bunch of friends immediately. I mean, if you have kids in the marching band or if you were in the marching band yourself, you would know that the marching band spends a lot of time together. So we would be rehearsing in the morning, after school. Summers were dedicated to band camp. Like, it was craziness how much time we spent together. And I will say that the marching corps is just a group of friends. It's just a huge group of friends. We all had each other's back. So it was impossible to feel lonely being a part of the color guard because there were hundreds of us in the marching corps and we spent so much time together, weekends, holidays. We vacationed together. We went to Hawaii twice. So I will say that being a part of that group was definitely great in terms of feeling community in high school and not necessarily feeling alone. My best friend Brittany and I, we were in the marching corps together, so we did color guard together. So it was really fun to be able to share those experiences with her. My best friend Brittany, we've been best friends since the third grade, and we're still best friends to this day. So it was really fun to share those experiences with her. I definitely was a rule bender for sure. I mean, I would sometimes, like after I got my driver's license, I would kind of cut class sometimes and just hop off to the beach. My friends and I would do that all the time. Usually after our lunch period, we would just dart off to the beach, but we never missed band practice or color guard practice because we had like a healthy sense of fear of our color guard coaches, and we did not miss a band practice unless we were like dire sick. So, I did get into my fair share of trouble too. I mean, being an adolescent, of course, I went to parties. I tried smoking. I drank at parties a few times. I would sneak out sometimes, and every time I would sneak out of the house to go to a party, I would have like a sigh of relief when I would turn the corner to my house and like not see the cops outside. I was like, oh good, my parents are still sleeping, like they had no clue. Like, I had the best setup, definitely. My room was facing like the driveway, so it was like an easy dart out of my room. And yeah, so I definitely was a rule breaker. So when it comes to Scarlett, Sawyer, and Tanner getting into high school, they're gonna have a hard time like getting those things past me because like I've done it. I've done it all. So I even found two pictures of myself from high school. So I'll try to share these with you guys. So I think this was my senior year of high school. I don't know if you guys can see from like the glare. But this was me sporting, typical holster apparel. And then this is a picture of my best friend and I. This was our senior homecoming. So this is us. I love that I still kept some of these memories. My mom has a ton of them. But yeah, this is my best friend Brittany. So we were ride or dies throughout high school, and we still are to this day. So high school, it was definitely a very interesting time. I mean, I went through, different boyfriends, different heartbreaks, different situations, family, all sorts of stuff had happened during my high school experience. I had a very, I would say serious boyfriend. Like, I find it very odd to say serious boyfriend when you're like 17, 18 years old, because at that age, like, I don't really think that you really know like what a serious relationship is, nor do I think that you need to take relationships that seriously that young. I will say that was one of my biggest regrets was holding myself back from going away to college because I wanted to stay with my boyfriend at the time. So I think that something that I definitely would be hoping to instill with Scarlett is, don't make your decisions off of, relationships that are so young. So if I could do that all over again, I would have said, hey, we'll do long distance and see if we work out. And then I definitely would have moved out of state for college. But that's fine. It is what it is. And I'm still really good friends with a lot of my friends from high school. We all stay connected. And like I said, if your kids are Entering high school, I would highly encourage them to check on the marching corps or do color guard or drill team. It was definitely a lot of fun. I gained a lot of independence in high school too because I started working. My first job was at Subway, and I immersed myself in a lot of different people. I think once I started working, I kind of got out of my shell because I was encountering experiences with different people, older people, people that worked at the grocery store, people that worked at Starbucks next door. So I gained independence by, working for myself, getting a paycheck, and having to manage my time with like work and color guard practice and schoolwork and college applications and boyfriends and all that stuff. So high school for me was a blast, and I would go back in a heartbeat for sure. Okay, so the next question is, how did I meet my significant other? So I met Chris, my husband, from eHarmony. So I love giving you guys pictures. So let me get a picture. So I met Chris on eHarmony. So I am such the millennial that I met my husband online, but it's so true, I did. So I met him in April of 2012. So Chris and I, this April, we've been together for 8 years, and we've been married for almost 7 years, which is amazing. So this is a picture of us on our wedding day. I don't know if you can see from the glare, but here is one of our wedding photos. And it was definitely a whirlwind. I mean, we met in April and we were engaged by September, and then we were married by the following August, and then we had Scarlett the following June. So it's definitely been like a fast track marriage for us, relationship with us, but it's definitely not a dull experience at all. And I can honestly say that Chris is definitely my best friend for sure. So we met on eHarmony. So the next question is, favorite place to eat or the only food you could eat every day? So I could eat eggs every single day. Definitely. Most of the time, my staple breakfast is eggs and bacon, and I am good to go. But my favorite place to eat, that's a tough one. I would honestly, oh God, this is so hard. Okay. My favorite place to eat of all time is definitely Del Frisco or Del Frisco Grill, which are two steakhouses. So those are definitely my two go-to favorite places to eat, would definitely be Del Frisco or Del Frisco Grill, because I love steak. Chris loves steak. We love good steakhouses. So that's definitely would be my favorite place to eat. Number 4, why did you start a YouTube channel? So I started a YouTube channel back in 2014. Honestly, like I was trying to find something that was my own. I can honestly tell you guys that after I had Scarlett, I had thought, oh, all I want to do is just quit my job and be a stay-at-home mom. And that's what I thought that I wanted to do from the moment that I gave my 2-week notice at my actual like 9-to-5 job, which I was a paralegal before I quit my job to be a mom and ultimately a YouTube creator. But I was searching for something more. I was searching for something that was something I could call my own. And I found myself very envious of my husband and his business, that I was searching for something more. So I went through a process to where I had considered interior design school. I had even considered going back to school for nursing. I considered doing phlebotomy. I had done all of these different like avenues of figuring out like what I wanted to do. And I stumbled upon couponing because I have always had a love of couponing. And I would find people asking me, hey, Gina, like, how do you coupon? And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just make a YouTube channel and just see what happens. So here we are years later, and we are still going. So I am so incredibly thankful for you guys to continue to support me and continue following me on my YouTube journey. What did I go to school for? So I started with my AA degree in liberal arts and psychology, and then I went to Cal State Fullerton here in Southern California for my undergrad, which was for psychology with a minor in sociology. And then I did go to UCLA after that for paralegal studies. So I have quite a few under my belt. So if, everything goes to shits, then I have a few things to fall back on for sure. My favorite shows to watch. So number 6 is, what is your favorite show to watch? So I would definitely have to say that my favorite show is definitely from the Bachelor franchise. So The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise. I'm not really sure how I feel about this whole Listen to Your Heart show. I don't know if I'm going to get that desperate of missing out on The Bachelor that I am going to watch that. I don't know. I actually just stumbled upon a really new show that I binge watched all day yesterday, and it's called Virgin River. It was just really sweet, like romantic sitcom type, like feel good show. So if you're looking for a show on Netflix, check that one out. But I'm definitely a big reality TV junkie for sure. And that's how designer Jen and I actually started to really bond, was over talking about The Bachelor. So she is my go-to Bachelor gal. So, what is my favorite animal? I definitely would have to say dogs are my favorite animal. I've always had dogs. I love dogs. If we're talking about like exotic zoo type animal, I don't know. I don't know what my favorite animal is. There's nothing that like I'm like, oh, that's my favorite animal. But if we're talking about like favorite zoo animal to like see in like their like habitat, maybe like monkeys and gorillas because they're so freaking funny. So I guess I would pick that one. This question is, what kind of person were you before couponing? So I had a huge designer brand obsession. Like back in 2008 to like maybe 2011, I was all about like Michael Kors and Coach, and I desperately wanted a Louis Vuitton. I needed the nicest shoes and makeup and all that stuff. So I definitely was a very like high end shopper. So I spent a lot of money, which is definitely why I got into like $20,000 in credit card debt. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. If you haven't seen it, and how I got myself out of that debt. So I definitely was a very big chaser of very like expensive brands. So I was definitely a chaser of very like high-end brands, but what I realized at the end of the day is I'm not going to pay an obscene amount of money to advertise someone else's name on me. So now I despise things with like logos on it. Like those like Coach bags with Coach written all over it, or Michael Kors written all over it. I despise that because I am not going to pay that much money to advertise someone else. Like I'm going to put my name on my clothes if I'm going to like blast a logo all over my clothes. So I'm definitely not that type of shopper anymore. I'm very simplistic. I don't like too flashy. Like I never wear my wedding ring anymore because I just don't want to wear a big like flashy piece of jewelry. So I'm very minimal when it comes to that. Okay, so the next question is, what would be your dream job? And my dream job would be to be a food and travel critic. If I could get paid to eat at restaurants and stay at hotels, that would be my dream job. Hobbies and collections. So obviously my first hobby is couponing and YouTube, but I also collect Starbucks mugs. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take you guys to my Starbucks mug collection. So anytime I travel somewhere, or anytime I have a family member that travels somewhere, I always ask them to pick me up a mug from Starbucks from wherever they traveled. So that is my collection that I have. So the next question is, if you could live anywhere else, where would it be? So I've already been able to experience that. So I had a very big yearning to want to live somewhere else. And my husband and I and our two kids at the time, we moved to Ashburn, Virginia for about a year and a half. And I wanted to move there because I wanted to experience seasons. I also wanted to see the snow. I wanted to see what East Coast living was really like. So if I could live anywhere else, I definitely wouldn't pick anywhere else than where we are here because I already was able to get that out of my system. I definitely got that type of living out of my system, so I wouldn't actually say that I have a dire need to want to live anywhere else than where I am living now, because where we live right now is centrally located to both of our sets of parents and our friends, and we don't have huge weather disasters or anything like that. So my short time in Virginia was definitely something that I wanted to experience in my life, something I did, but now that ship has sailed and we have planted our roots here in Southern California, and I definitely don't see us leaving. I don't see ourselves leaving because some of you guys may know, but both of my brother-in-laws are autistic, and they live in residential housing here in Southern California. So when my in-laws do pass away, they are our responsibility. So we will then take on their normal routine. They go out to dinner every Thursday. They come over to our house every Sunday. So if, we were to leave when my in-laws pass away, then they wouldn't have that. So I'm definitely not going to leave my brother-in-laws astray, when my in-laws do pass away. So that definitely will not be something in the cards for us, nor would we consider doing that because of that primary reason. So that is everything that was in the Beyond the Coupons couponer tag. So I'm going to tag Melissa from Couponing for a Cause to go ahead and do this tag video. I would love to get to know you on a different level with these coupons. So Melissa, you are it, and I look forward to watching your video, as well as all the other couponers that decide to do this video as well. So I will talk to you guys all later. From my family to yours, we hope you guys are staying safe. We hope you're staying healthy, and we hope that this video was fun and created a little bit of a distraction for you guys. So I will talk to you guys all later. Bye, guys.